Good afternoon, beautiful souls of this planet Earth. I just wanted to talk today about how to let go of fear and how to forgive and acceptance. Forgiveness and acceptance. Because acceptance and forgiveness is key to letting go of fear, and letting go of fear is key to personal growth, spiritual growth, mental growth. It's opening up your heart, letting go of fear, moving away from the space of fear and into the heart space, into a space of unconditional love is key to growing. And I'm gonna kind of use this video as a good representation of letting go of fear and acceptance and forgiveness. I have a lot of fear when it comes to making videos, or when it comes to anything to do with public or other people. I have a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety when it comes to that. So I have to accept that where I'm at and forgive myself and realize that those emotions aren't necessary, and all that they're doing is holding me back on whatever I'm trying to do or currently doing in that moment. Sometimes when I'm trying to make a video here, I keep restarting it because I feel I'm not doing right, or I might stutter, or I get self-conscious in a sense. I get some anxiety and I freeze up, and that's not any way I'm gonna be able to make a good video and present myself well for anybody, is if I'm so fearful that I can't even speak or utter what I'm trying to say, or if I start rambling and get off topic and make no sense. I'm gonna lose what I'm doing, and have to restart it. So acceptance is the first step. Accepting where you're at, accepting how you're feeling, and genuinely feeling those emotions. I'm not saying to push your emotions aside in no way, because that's non-progressive as well. You want to fully accept where you're at and work on yourself from there. Every moment is a process of awakening. In every moment you have to constantly realize where you're at and how you're acting and reacting, and change as you see fit, or control in a sense as you see fit. We have full control over our minds and over our lives. We're not taught that as kids. At least a lot of people in the Western society, I feel, are not taught that. We solely are action and reaction. We act certain ways on routine, and we react certain ways when someone pisses us off. Depending on who it is, it might be a little different, but we react. We don't take time and process why am I thinking like this. What other lesson, in a sense, could I take from this? What can be learned? Because even what I say is a negative situation, you can always learn something from it. It's only negative when we let our minds and our emotions deem it to be. Nothing is genuinely good or bad. It is only what we allow it to be perceived as. So especially if we're doing nothing but trying to move in the heart space of love and non-attachment, you're not going to be doing anything bad, and if something bad does happen, or if something, you do wrong somebody in some way, you have a lot more understanding and acceptance and forgiveness for yourself, and or the other person, to be able to say, hey, I'm sorry, and communicate that. You can actually communicate that instead of holding it in, or, like I said before, pushing those emotions to the side, which is never healthy. It just allows them to build up in your subconscious and fester, and it can really scramble you and mess you up. Back on topic though of acceptance, forgiveness, and non-attachment, and letting go of fear. Not attaching to any certain idea or emotion and deeming that to be a reality and as whole. Like, one situation in a day we can happen, and we can see it as bad, or something we really dislike. Maybe you get in a fight with your boss or something, and now you're just worried about being fired, or maybe you get in a fight with your spouse, and you hold all of these attachments and feelings and emotions, and this attachment to this situation and feelings. You hold all this energy in, and you're so mentally and spiritually attached to it that instead of making any progression, you could have the most spiritual wisdom and knowledge in the world, but if you're not actually implementing it in an every moment process, it's not doing anything for you. You know, you have to, it's an every moment process, like I'm saying. You know, so in those times, it's key to, non-attachment is key. Acceptance of what is, not attaching to what you wish things were, or what they may be someday, what they were in the past. This non-attachment is going to help you be here and now and actually make the progression that you need in the now, because attaching to the past or an ideal of what the future you hope isn't living in the now, and it's not making any progress now. It's always good to have goals and ideas of what you want the future to look like, but solely focusing on those goals and those ideals, especially in hard situations that we can't always accept or forgive or overcome right away. Holding on to those ideas, especially in those times, is almost detrimental. There's no acceptance to what is because you don't want it to be, and there's no forgiveness because you're so busy trying to just push it aside and not even accept it. So accepting what is, and then forgiving yourself to move on, and having that non-attachment perspective allows you to be here and now in every moment, making constant progress no matter what. I feel like I'm ranting a little bit on the same things, but that's something, a few things that many of us are not taught, and it's I keep saying it's key, but it's super helpful. It's helped me more than I can even fathom. Accepting here and now who I am, how I'm feeling, what is, instead of what I wish it would be. It brings you to a loving state in now. And even if you're not in a loving state, maybe you're in a fearful mindset still, it allows you to see it from an outside perspective, or even from your vantage point, instead of just purely feeling your emotions and saying that we're our emotions and we are these thoughts. It allows you to step back and say, okay, I'm acting in a way that's not progressive and it's not helping me now. And it allows you to step back, take a breath, focus on it, and come back to the here and now and keep progressing in every moment, because that's the key. If we stop, or not even if we stop, it's always good to take a break, or to even just take in the progression where you're at. But to stop altogether is detrimental. To say, oh, I made it, whatever idea you may have and that you're attached to, of where you want to be, that you see as perfection or you see as spiritually grown, you never want to stop. You always want to keep learning and keep growing as a person. There's always something to be learned, and there's always, every day's a new day, every moment's new. So when we stop, that is a very quick way to get sucked into the ego mindset, or of fear, right back into old ways. It may not even be old ways as in like habits, but old ways as in thought process, not trying to be in a constant state of love and acceptance when you're just like, oh, I got it. I know everything that is to come, and nothing bothers me. That those are those spiritual blockages where you're pushing your emotions aside again, and you're saying, nope, I don't feel that. I only feel the work that I have done, and everything's perfect. When in reality, everything is perfect, but not accepting or forgiving, you're not making any progress. I guess that's my main point today, on spiritual growth and just growth in general as a person, bettering yourself. It's something that's really necessary as a person and as just a spiritual being to progress in life, is non-attachment. You need to be able to forgive, you need to be able to accept, and you can't stay attached to all these ideas or people or situations because everything comes to an end. In some way or another, everything comes to an end. And if you're attached to all these different things, when they come to an end, it's going to destroy you. No matter what it is, it could be something small, a video game or something, a poster on your wall you may be attached to. But when it gets destroyed, or when it is no longer, you're going to have an energy and emotional attachment to it, and it's going to bring you down a little, so you need to have an acceptance that everything comes to an end, and that really just allows a room for gratefulness and being grateful, very grateful for everything, from the little things, someone saying thank you, please, just little things, to big things, someone helping you out, you got a flat tire on the road and someone gave you a ride or helped you fix your tire. It really allows room to see love and see through the eyes of love and have a lot of gratefulness, instead of selfishness or just envy and worry and overthinking. There's a lot more space for positivity and growth in every moment when you're seeing things through the eyes of love. And like I keep saying, even if something your mind deems as a bad situation, you see as, in a sense, good in like, what can I take from this? What can I take to learn, to grow, and to not feel how I did again, or maybe to not be put someone else in the same situation. It's key, because if we don't do it, we're going to just keep reliving the same day, in a sense, going through the same situations day after day, and they may be shitty situations. You may have been with someone for 10 years who is abusive in some way, but you choose to stay because it's comfortable, and you don't want to accept what is, so you deny the truth, and you deny your true feelings of wanting out, and you choose to stay, which is extremely detrimental, especially if it's something major like that. But even down to how people treat you. If you hold in your emotions inside and you don't accept how you're feeling, it could be a family member, maybe you tell them something and they constantly go against it, or they go against what, in a sense, you want. But it could be a boundary of yours. Maybe you ask your family, hey, I'd really appreciate it if you would call me before you come over to my home. But they consistently or randomly, they just pop up at your home. It's like, it may not be a big thing, but it's something I, out of respect, have asked of you. And if you're not willing to respect my boundaries, and you're, in a sense, just going against everything that I'm saying, what makes you feel you have the right, and what makes you feel that I'm gonna allow that in? That's not, you have to, no matter whether it's big or small, however you see it in your eyes, you have to accept, you need to forgive. I feel like I got a little bit off topic there, but that's what it comes down to. Non-attachment, whether it's big or small, you need to, and always having that respect, that love and respect for yourself and for others. You can have respect for others, but if you don't have that respect for yourself, in a sense, like that example I was just saying, you will continue or subconsciously allow people to, in a sense, walk all over you, because what you're saying, in a sense, didn't matter to them, but you keep allowing them to do it. So in their eyes, it's like, well, you told me I can't, but it doesn't matter because you keep allowing me to, and they just kind of forget what you've asked if you allow it. So you need to be able to speak your mind and accept where you're at and forgive, even if it's hard for someone else to hear, but it's something that you need, especially if it's a boundary. Don't hold on to their emotions or the negative emotions that you may be portraying. Forgive them for however they might feel, especially if it is negative. And even you, forgive yourself for being so attached to to the ideas and to their emotions, and trying to please them when you can't give love if you don't have any love yourself. You have to love yourself and love everyone else, but you have to love yourself before you can give love to anything else. If you don't love yourself at all, you can't, it's not going to be genuine. It's not going to be genuine. And that's something huge that we're taught in this Western society is conditional love. You do this or you act like this and you're a good boy and I love you. And it's like, everyone's going to make mistakes in the eyes of someone else, so it's about communication, forgiveness, acceptance, and non-attachment. You need to let go, you need to accept what is, and you need to forgive and continue on this path. I apologize if I was ranting a little too much, but I appreciate anyone who may watch this, and if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe, pass my name around. I would really appreciate it. I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.